Here's the thing. Donald Trump is the president-elect. And that kind of sucks. Because Donald Trump winning sends a clear message to many different groups of people throughout the country that this is not your America. But the fact of the matter is, for people like you and me, it doesn't matter all that much. Every single time this happens, every presidential election, two sides come together and we all push our candidate forward. We all say that this person is going to change our lives. But the fact of the matter remains that the only person in charge of changing your life is you. Don't get me wrong. I understand that there are some things that only a president and the government can do. I get that. I understand it. However, on a micro level, your life is yours. The things you have going for you and the things that are hurting you is yours. And the only person responsible for changing that is you. I'm not happy that Donald Trump was elected. I voted for Hillary Clinton, and before that, I voted for Bernie Sanders. But I'm very, very aware that Donald Trump being president does not in any way affect my ability to change my life. Now, right now, there are a lot of angry people across the country. There are a lot of people that want to see change. And last night, they elected that change, or I guess this morning. But, and this is a big, big but, the only person in charge of changing your life is you. And if that's the case, then today, as we are all stressed and anxious, and some of us are happy and other of us are angry, and we're questioning, how could this happen? We have to remember that the only way our life changes over the next 4 years is if we make the changes. The only way we get out of debt is if we crawl out of debt. The only way that we get a better job is if we take the effort to educate ourselves. The only way that anything changes for us, for our lives, for our families, is if we make the change. Now, in the next presidential election, 4 years from now, I'm going to be turning 29. Be just at the end of my 20s. I'm currently 24, turning 25. And one thing that I'm sure of more than anything is that where my life is, how my life looks in the next 4 years is 100% on me. 100%. There's nothing that Donald Trump or anyone else in the government can do that's going to stop me from achieving the things I want to achieve. Because so long as there is a path forward, so long as it is possible, I'm going to strive for it. I would have liked to wake up today and see that we had elected our first female president. I would have liked to wake up today and see that Hillary Clinton was going to the White House. I would have loved that outcome. Unfortunately, I'm on the side that lost. But regardless of what side you are on, I urge you to remember that just because the president changes doesn't mean your life changes. Just because somebody else has been elected does not mean that you're suddenly going to have all of your problems solved. Because the only way our lives change is if we change it. So if you are in debt, if you don't have a great job, if you are struggling paycheck to paycheck, if you're worried about your family, my only message to you and my only wish for you over the next 4 years is that you will realize that those things are in part because of you. Now, I'm not trying to throw blame on anybody. I understand that that's not going to help the situation. But if you can take ownership of your own life and just realize that you have the power to make the changes you want. You have the power to strive for the things that you want. And so long as you follow the concept of taking tiny leaps every single day, you will see massive changes over time. If you can realize that and stop basing your growth and your independence and all of the things that you want for yourself, if you can stop basing that on who is in the White House every 4 years, you might have a chance of changing your own life. Now, I don't think everybody's going to be a millionaire. I don't think everybody's going to be a billionaire. And many people don't want that. But I think everybody does have the potential to improve themselves. I think everybody does have the potential to move forward. And I'm not a guru. I'm no Tony Robbins. I'm no Brendan Burchard. I'm no self-help wizard. I'm a 24-year-old guy living in New York City who just wants to do better today than he did yesterday. Donald Trump will very likely be the next president of the United States. For many of you watching, that statement will bring fear and anxiety and dread. And for others, that statement will bring joyful glee. For those of you who won, congratulations. For those of us who lost, that's the country we live in. It's a democracy. All we can do at this point is take ownership over our own lives and realize that change comes from us, not from the president, not from the Senate, not from the House. Change comes from us. If we want to change our lives, we must take the steps, the tiny leaps every single day to do so. I've been Gregg. This has been Here's the Thing. I encourage you to subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next video.